Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video, and today I am taking you on a night point of view drive with this impressive thing. So the all new Mercedes S-Class 7th generation model, and this is probably the most exciting night point of view drive that I have ever done. So many thanks to Auto Gasparic for letting me have this car on a test. And well, what can I tell you? Well, first of all, this is a very impressive car in terms of technology, probably the most advanced car in the world right now. Look at this. So we do have the new digital lights on this particular model, and you can see the 3 blue dots. That's the way to recognize the S-Class on the road, and these lights, they can actually project things on the road. Now currently that's not possible because of the laws, but I believe, you know, soon it will be, for example, to tell you the limits and stuff like that. Also, additional cool feature is this massive front grille. So the car is very muscular, and you do have a bunch of radars and sensors, of course, because this car is packed with safety systems. Moving to the side, so this is the AMG line. It's got the 20-inch wheels. They are standard on the AMG. 21 is the option, but I would suggest going for 20-inch because you have more comfort, and still, you know, they look awesome. You have the puddle lights, Mercedes logo, and then the chrome line down there is part of the AMG trim. Of course, we do have additional chrome. The lines are beautiful, and you do have these hidden door handles. They are impressive, but I'm not so convinced about those. Now coming to the rear of the car. So the rear of the car is probably the most controversial part of the car. You see the beautiful animation of the rear LED lights, but some people claim that the rear is looking too much like, for example, A-Class sedan or the Mercedes CLA. Tell me in the comments what are your thoughts. So I'm still not sure about the rear. So on the front, I am completely convinced that this is among the best looking cars out there. The side view as well, but at the rear I'm still not convinced, but it does look better than the first photos, but I think I will need some more time to get used to it. This spec is very elegant. It's probably the spec that I would choose if, you know, I was to buy a car like this. And now let me show you this. So when you unlock the car, these go out. You need to be careful. So if you pull this, nothing will happen. You need to pull here, and then you are greeted with the most impressive interior out there. And some of you may disagree, but I think this looks beautiful, and this is a step up, even though everything is on touch now. So we have the beautiful ambient lights, awesome materials as expected from Mercedes. Burmester sound system. These are the switches for the lights, and without further ado, let's go for a drive. And this is the key. We'll put it here, and this is where you start the car. And I mean, what can I say? This is just awesome. So for sure the best interior that I have ever been in, and you have beautiful ambient lights going all the way down there as well. Have some lights here so that you can see this main console here. And let's actually start the drive, and then I'll explain everything to you. Of course, the gear lever is here, and we can go. We are driving the S350D. That means we have the classic diesel version, 286 horsepower and 600 Newton meters of torque. And with this car, I think it's all about cruising, so you don't want to drive it, you know, really fast. I mean, this is a car for cruising and for, you know, enjoying. And well, yeah, so in front of us you can see the 12.3-inch digital cockpit. Here in the middle is the 12.8-inch screen, and you also have the AC controls on this screen. And let me demonstrate you that. You want lower temperature, you press this. So these are here all the time. If you want, you know, higher temperature, you press it up, and you see this. And when you go up and down, then you have a disco. Now The AC controls are actually, even though I wasn't so sure about this, they are easy to use. Air blower is left and right, and then up and down for the temperature. Another cool feature, of course, are the different views on the digital cockpit. So we have the sport view, understated, and the views are in 3D. You can't see that on the camera, but they are in the 3D, and it's so impressive. Exclusive view, classic view, and everything is of course very responsive. I quite like this classic view. And maneuvering with this car is very easy. And why is that? Because this particular model does have the rear axle steering. What it means is the rear wheels go up to 10 degrees into the different direction from the front wheels. And that means that the turning circle is reduced by 2 meters. So this car has the turning circle similar to the Mercedes A-Class. So that's really impressive for, you know, this kind of car to have something like that. Even though on the parking you need to be careful. For example, when you are closer to other cars and you do this, so the rear wheels also, you know, change in different directions. So you need to be careful not to touch the other car, because soon you will be very near to that car near you. And well, yeah, let's actually start with the ambient lights. You may know that I'm a huge fan of the ambient lights. First, I will actually turn on the massage so that I can enjoy this ride even more. And I hope, of course, that you will also enjoy it. I can't turn on the massage for you, but I can show you this car and all the features during the night. So the ambient lights color, you can have preset options. Look at this, looks very cool. And then this, I will just change. Wow, this is impressive. And it's currently around 2 AM. We are driving through my hometown, Zagreb, and I am really enjoying this drive. I love this purple and blue combination. And let's see the navigation screen. Okay, so now of course we do have cameras to show us the traffic, actually the traffic lights, of course, but let me show you the navigation, and look how impressive this looks. Of course, 3D shape of the buildings is here, and you can see the National Theatre on our left in reality and on the screen. And let's actually turn on this and go back to these ambient lights, and you can adjust the color by yourself. But now when you approach the traffic light, the car gives you this camera view, and I will turn off the start-stop system. So the car turns on this traffic light view in order to see the traffic light easier. So for example, I don't see this one here, but on this screen I can clearly see it. Anyway, so blue is my favorite, as you may know, but I think that red also suits this car, especially the combination of red with the sport screen. Look at this. Okay, we are clear to go, and the angle of the steering is just so impressive. Now I'm not sure if you are able to see the head-up display, but we have the augmented reality there, and I will actually turn on the navigation right now so that you see how it looks. Alright, so there we go. Let's put actually the ambient lights back to blue. So you see this, you have the real image from the cameras on the front, and you also have the projections on the road. I also have a huge projection on my head-up display. So the augmented reality on head-up display, this is the future, and it's happening right now in the new Mercedes S-Class. This is really something else. Look at this. And I see the same thing in my head-up display. Just how cool is this? It will do it all over again here. Actually, let's turn off these lights. There we go. And the turning is so easy with this rear axle steering. Of course, this car does have the MBUX with artificial intelligence. So, lower the temperature.
I'm reducing the temperature at 20 degrees.
There we go. Once again, so now we have
no
a
telephone available. You can now connect your phone. What can I do for you?
Let me also show you some additional views that you can have here. You can watch how much percentage of the accelerator and the brake. You can watch this engine view. So this is now very sporty indeed. You have the Newton meters and the power, but let's go back. There we go, Newton meters and the power and the boost pressure. You can also watch this, as I said, accelerator and the brake. Go back to the main menu, and with 600 Newton meters of torque, this car really accelerates very well. What do you think about the sound of the indicators? For sure, they are unusual. At first I wasn't so convinced, but now I think they are actually relaxing. And as I mentioned, the head-up display is huge, but you can also change what you want to see in it. You just go here and you can actually have the standard view with just, you know, the speed limit, or you can have the sport mode, and then you have the revs or the eco display also available. But I will put the augmented reality, as this looks very impressive. And in case some of you are wondering about those flickering lights, they are not there actually, so you can't see those. They are the infrared sensors and the camera is catching it, but you can't see it in real life. But you can see the head-up display, and that's impressive. Now let's talk about the steering wheel as well. So this is the AMG steering wheel, and I am a huge fan of that. I actually saw that one in the new Mercedes E-Class, and now it is here. There is also an option of different steering wheel, the classic one, but for me the AMG is a better one. So now let's cover the driving modes. So currently we were in comfort. You can go to eco mode. You feel that throttle response is not that good in the eco mode, but when you go to the sport mode, throttle response is better. But you also have the Sport Plus, but I don't think, once again, that you should be driving in the Sport Plus, because this car is made for elegant driving, for just relaxing cruises, and probably the drivers will drive it for, you know, people who will be the actual owners. But yeah, driving modes are available, and in the individual mode you can configure various things. So the drive, suspension, steering and traction control, that can be adjusted. Let's go back and put it to the comfort mode. And now, since this is a very special car, I'm quickly gonna show you how it looks from the rear bench. So I'm just gonna stop here. For it to park. And let's actually see the situation at the rear bench. So this is actually the door handle. And look at the luxurious interior, and look at this from this angle. And you do have a tablet here. You just press this, goes out, and you can configure various things. You can also configure your seat here, but here, for example, we can change the ambient lights from blue to red. Green, and you can also control various things. And as I said, the temperature, for example. So here is your side. How cool is this? Anyway, I think it's time to resume our ride. Put this back on. But you get the point, this is very luxurious indeed. Back at driver's position, before we set off, let me show you this. Look at the view you can have here. Look at the surroundings. So exactly like in real life. And for example, if I do this, look at the wheel. Want me to turn on the hazard lights? No problem. And also, if we do this, okay, I need to be in drive, but now we also have the projections of where we are going, but we know that we have a rear axle steering, and now you see it here in reality. I mean, in this reality. So that was cool. And also some fun facts for you. Did you know that the loyalty rate for the S-Class is very high? So around 80% of the owners actually buy the new S-Class after owning a previous generation model. Additional cool information for you is that this car has a fragrance. So there is actually a very nice smell inside because the fragrance is there in the glove box, and it is inserted into the cabin through the air vents. And speaking about the air vents, there are actually 20 motors controlling all the air vents in the car. So you can just imagine how much technology this car has. It's so impressive. And by pressing this car icon, you can adjust very quickly some of the most important features. So whether you want a 3D display for the driver, whether you want the head-up display, you can raise the vehicle level. So of course the air suspension is standard on this car. You can also activate the safety systems. Okay guys, and I'm gonna cut this somewhere in because it's too cool. So this car has a blind spot assist, but it's not the usual one. Look at this, we have a car in our blind spot. I'm gonna turn on the indicator. Look at this, we have a cool illumination here. So these ambient lights, they become red and start flashing so that you know that you have a car in your blind spot. So that's very cool and really does look impressive indeed. Another thing worth mentioning is that this car is also very smart. When you look at this mirror, it knows that you will adjust that one, and you can adjust it with this slider here. I mean, you have the buttons actually, and then when you look at that mirror, you adjust it by pressing the button here. So you don't need to tell the car which mirror you want to adjust. It just knows. What do you think about BMW?
Close acquaintance. Mercedes even manufactured series car bodies for BMW in the 1930s.
There you go. So this car also has, as I said, the artificial intelligence, so you can actually speak with your personal assist, and it can also tell you various information, including this funny stuff. So that was it. Thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe to the channel in order to see more car reviews, and also to see date I'm running point of view drive, and also a full review where I will go through the infotainment system and stuff like that. And well, yeah, once again, I think the most exciting point of view drive, at least for me, and I hope that you really enjoyed this drive. Thank you for watching, subscribe to the channel, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.